Hi Star Wars fans, today I have a review for you of the Vintage Collection figure Daultay Dofine. I guess a figure, character debut. The first time that a figure's been made for this guy, and I mean, you know, who can blame him? This was what, Nute Gunray's second in command in Phantom Menace. I mean, who even knew his name before this? But anyways, let's get started with the review. So I'm actually gonna start with his clothing, because that's one of the coolest things about him. Obviously he's got this hat on it that's kind of a pretty stiff rubber, and then he's got two types of clothing that's on him. He's got these fabric sleeves and a fabric skirt down here, and this big old rubber cloak that goes over the top of him. And then of course underneath he still has this nicely sculpted plastic tunic or whatever, and underneath he has pretty plain sculpted pants, except this is kind of cool. His shoes actually have these little like curly cues to them, like, I don't know, like genie shoes or elf shoes or something like that. They're kind of neat. But normally with these robed figures, Nute Gunray or, let's see, Queen Amidala, someone like that, the ones that have these big, long draping robes, they have almost no articulation. However, the great thing about this Daultay Dofine is that he actually has a lot of articulation. He has swivel hips, he has ball-jointed knees and ball-jointed feet, even though they're usually covered up with the robe. Then he has ball-jointed shoulders, ball-jointed elbows, and swivel wrist, as well as a ball-jointed head. So this guy, like, really pulls out all the stops. Like, every articulation that you could want for someone like this is there. I mean, pretty much the only articulation that we sometimes see on figures that he's missing is ball-jointed hips, but who needs that on anything except for like an acrobatic character? So really impressed to see all that in his legs. Let's see, anyways, accessories, I mean, you already saw the removable bits, and then he also comes with this this Clone Wars gun, or I guess not Clone Wars, this clone gun. It's, just the standard gun you've seen everywhere, except that it's not painted just the regular black, it's painted kind of a shiny-ish black, which is, one step up from like the guns that you just get, in the packs of like 10 or whatever. Yeah, as far as, how well, made his sculpt is and all that, it's actually really detailed. The head is, awesome, as they tend to do with these really interesting aliens. He's got wrinkles everywhere, all over his face and hands and clothing. The paint is spot on, exactly like what he looks like in the movies, including his little red eyes with the funny black pupils that aren't circles. They're kind of, what are they like? They're kind of like slits, except that they're weirder than that. This robe thing that goes over is great and sculpted beautifully, and it's impressive that even the part that's underneath this rubber robe is actually a unique tunic, a unique sculpt. So basically, all in all, this is a pretty minor character, but for his first figure and for a character that's only ever seen standing in this big heavy robe, they did everything right. They used a few different types of materials where it was necessary. They sculpted him underneath, these clothing, and they gave him great articulation despite not being an action-oriented character. So really, like, I mean, there's not a flaw with this guy. I mean, maybe he could have come with something more interesting as an accessory, but the fact that he has two removable accessories on him, his hat and his robe thing, is enough for me. I'm actually going to give this guy a 5 out of 5, and I don't like to give those out too often, but really this figure just blew me away. I expected something with no leg articulation whatsoever, maybe just at the hips, and they went the extra mile in pretty much every way that they possibly could for this guy. So definitely one you should look out for, pick up. Yeah, greatly recommend it. I guess that's it. So may the Force be with you.